Welcome back to the Wellness with Delaney podcast. Today I am sitting down with Madison and Megan. They are the Tallow Twins, and I'm super excited to have them on today because I have been loving their products and they have amazing ancestral skincare and wellness tips and all the good stuff. So thanks for coming on, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
I'm super excited. This is my first three-person interview, so we're just gonna see how this goes. I would love to start though just with really basic. One thing I love about you guys is that you say you're taking down big skincare, and I love that. So how did you decide that you needed to take down big skincare?
Well, it all started with my birth work journey. So I've been working as a traditional birth attendant and doula for the last 2.5 years. And I kind of came to this problem where all my clients were looking for a clean, natural skincare that they could use on themselves during pregnancy, postpartum, and also their babies. And it just baffled me at the fact that we were struggling to find a clean skincare. And so I discovered tallow, and I'm like, okay, you can't get this anywhere around here. And so I just kind of caught Megan at a good time, and I'm like, Meg, we should make our own. I had made a couple batches in the kitchen for my clients, and everyone wanted it. And it works so well that I'm like, this can't not be successful. So why don't we do the damn thing and make our own tallow? So we did. And now here we are, almost 2 years later. It'll be 2 years in May. And we're taking down big skincare every single day. We have a huge lineup of products now, and pretty much something for everything, just about. So yeah, and growing. It's growing all the time.
That is so amazing. And then right off the bat, obviously, everybody has a different understanding of skincare, natural skincare, hormone disruptors, everything. So why, because you were originally inspired by mama and baby, why is it so important for a pregnant mother to be using something that's clean?
It's so important to think about what you're putting on your skin, whether you're pregnant or not. Our skin's our biggest organ. Everything we put on our skin, we absorb. And so you should be putting something on your skin that you'd be comfortable enough to eat. And so this is kind of the basics of tallow-based skincare. I mean, this is my basics anyway. This is like the prerequisite. If I'm not going to eat it, I'm not going to put it on my skin. And obviously all the things in our generic skincare, a lot of the things, the amount of ingredients that are allowed to be put into our skincare here in Canada and the US is insane. I'm talking like there's a list of 13,000 ingredients that you're not allowed to put into skincare in like Europe. And in Canada and the US, there's a list of 11. 11. It's insane. And so all of these things, I'll keep it general. They're hormone disrupting. They're chemicals. They're bad for everything. They're destroying our skin's microbiome. And they're destroying our hormones, which is our health. That's everything, especially for women, especially for pregnant women. So it's kind of where we started.
Wow, that is so crazy. And yeah, the hormone disruptors allowed in our industry are absolutely insane. And I always think it's really funny because I see girls getting these acne products that treat the acne on their skin but disrupt their hormones. And I'm like, well, if you have hormonal acne, yeah, you might be treating the outside breakout. But if you're wrecking your hormones more, it's only going to rear up even worse in the end. So it is just absolutely insane. And then with that, also makeup. And I think when you have skincare that works really well, it eliminates the need for a lot of the makeup. And you just kind of go down this rabbit hole of healing your body from the inside out, having a deeper glow, having beautiful skin, and just all of that, which I absolutely love. So obviously, one thing I've learned from you guys recently is how long tallow has been used in history as not just a food, but a beauty product. So can you share a little bit about the history of tallow?
I mean, rumor has it Cleopatra once was using tallow, and that was her beauty regimen. So, I mean, she's a goddess, and so are we pretty well.
I love it. If it's good enough for Cleopatra.
I'm just like her. Me and her go way back.
Oh, yeah. If it's good enough for her, it is good enough for us.
God, yeah.
That's amazing. That is, I mean, so it's been used for a really long time in beauty, even though I feel like just now it's starting to become mainstream again. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty crazy. And then you guys were sharing something about jars of it being found thousands of years ago. Can you guys share this story?
Yeah, so like ancient time speaking, honestly, I should have the actual year pulled up here. I can get that. We'll put that in the show notes, okay?
Heck yeah.
But there has been products found from like ancient times, and there is certain animal fat products or contents in the product that they'd found. And studies have been shown that there is beef tallow in there. So on that note of ancestral skincare and how it's been around forever and it's been a beauty secret for quite a long time, it's not much of a secret. Ancestrally speaking, you would use every single ounce of the cow that you are killing for food, for everything, for survival. So ancestrally speaking, nose to tail, every single part of the animal is being used, including the fat. The fat was used to make candles, was used to make soap, skincare, cooking, all the things, conditioning, wood. Like, I mean, the shit does everything. It has a lot of juice right now, if you will, because it's definitely trending and becoming more popular. And it's like, oh my gosh, this new skincare, but it's like, it's not new at all, at all. You know, I don't even like to call it a trend, although yeah, sure, it's trending right now. It's just, it's not going to be one of those things that it's a hot topic for a hot moment and then it fizzles away because A, it works, so we don't ever have to get rid of it, and B, it's been around forever, so it's going to be around forever. Where I don't see a time in our future where we're not going to be eating cows. And if we ever get there, then I mean, we've got bigger fish to fry. But
That's true.
oh my gosh, the vegan movement there, holy shit, that was too much. Glad that kind of wrapped up for the most part. For all the girls' health, we needed the animal-based products. But yeah, it's incredible.
100%. No, I'm totally tracking. You guys know I was a vegan for 5 years and
Mm-hmm.
destroyed my thyroid, destroyed my skin, my hormones, was the worst version of myself, was a psychopath. And, and I'm really glad that I'm not. But I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people see this ancestral movement as a trend, but it's interesting because a lot of it is just us getting back to what we used to do, like using the like nose to tail methods, bone broth, like grounding, eating things how we're supposed to. And people are seeing such transformative benefits that are not just like the Atkins diet, like losing some weight or whatever. Like they're seeing their bodies healing and regenerating and just optimizing. And I think that is what sets it apart from a trend. Like people are truly insourcing their health and finding freedom in that. And I think it's super, super beautiful. But with that, there has been a lot of pushback on tallow, especially like in the esthetician world and in the dermatology world. I see a lot of content of people being like, tallow's this trend and it's so bad and la 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 la. So like what are your guys's, I guess, what are some of the common pushbacks that you guys see and your rebuttals to that?
A lot of people, sorry, Mads, you
Take
go
it
ahead.
away, Meg.
I was going to say a lot of people are always coming at us with like the smell. And they're like, yeah, the texture, the smell, this and that. And it's like, if you do, like, you're smelling what it is. We're not trying to sell you a gimmick here. It's beef fat at the end of the day. If you're going to have some sort of smell, and some people are like, oh, I'm really sensitive to it. I just feel like I smell like a deep fryer, or just anything, like they'll come at us like that. And I've actually recently seen somebody's post about, they were a medical esthetician and they were going off about how it's a big trend and how tallow is completely terrible for your skin and how it's clogging your pores and you smell really bad while you're wearing it. And every single comment on her video was people like reaming her out, or not reaming her out, but like letting her know that that's not the case. Like it's like we don't even have to jump in the comments.
I still do.
The comments are already against her point of view, and it's crazy seeing that. Like there was one comment that was just like, well, says somebody who is going to be, sitting under UV light in a tanning salon post treatment of like whatever you're going to do. And they're just like going at her with like how she's just so westernized and so in like a medical system that she doesn't realize how natural and how real everything actually is that she'd be putting on her body. And she's calling people out saying that's clogging your pores. Meanwhile, tallow and your sebum that your skin produces are literally made up the same. Like they're extremely compatible. They are the biologically identical. It's not clogging your pores. It's not sitting on top of your skin all day. And it's certainly not disrupting your hormones like everything else in the world.
That's one. And I mean, like everything, I'm not promising every single human to try our tallow that it's going to be their make or break. Like, this is the be all end all product that you'll ever put on your skin. I'm pretty confident that it's at least 98%, but yeah, sure. 2%, not every single thing's going to work for every single person. It might not be your cup of tea for whatever reasons. We all have different anatomy and physiology. It reacts differently with different things. But what we do know for damn sure is that tallow is made from beef fat. You can eat it, you can put it on your skin. It's not going to disrupt your hormones. Whether you don't enjoy how your skin feels, maybe your skin's microbiome is so destroyed from a brutal diet, seed oils, horrible gut health, that your skin is needing so much more help beyond topical tallow. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you need to do so many other things in your healing journey and all the things that's going on inside that you need to dive in a little bit deeper before you get to the tallow. And I mean, try having that conversation with your average Joe on the street. It's not always going to go incredibly well, but at the end of the day, it's also not comedogenic, which means, like Megan said, doesn't clog your pores. So we like this. We really, really like this.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people think it is just because it's so thick, but it really isn't. I use it, and I feel like, I use your guys' tallow, and I feel like a glazed donut, but it soaks right in. I can eat
Haley
it.
Bieber would love that.
I think I took that from her like years ago because I always want to be glazed. I just want to be like a hippo in a swamp, just like with a slick layer of
oh yeah,
slime when I go to bed, and I love it. I wake up, my skin is so soft, but it's never greasy. Where I feel like other moisturizers would always make my skin really greasy. I feel it doesn't make me greasy, and I think that is a testament because I used to be like an oil slick. And I think you're so right with skin concerns. They do start on the inside, so the inside and outside are going to have to like synergistically work together, right? And a lot of people start with topicals not realizing that their gut biome is a disaster or their hormones are a mess, their liver, it has too much of a burden on it. So there's so many things to look at, but I do think that it kind of goes hand in hand. You go down this rabbit hole of natural skincare, natural living, and like wherever you start, it kind of snowballs and you add new things along the way. And I think that I see a lot of people who are in the tallow movement also being in just like the health movement in general. So I'd love to hear from both of you guys, like about your health journeys, how you found tallow, how you found like holistic healing. Either one of you can start, but I would just love to kind of give the audience a clue on what got you to this point.
I'll start off by saying, I think I've always been a little bit of the black sheep in my family. I think Megan can definitely concur with this message, but okay, I see you, Megan. But I've always been really interested and intrigued by healthy living. And I think it definitely started around high school. Megan and I started doing CrossFit quite competitively. And when you're putting your body through that much stress on a daily and you're a young girl on birth control and you have a 6-pack and we're squatting friggin' close to 300 pounds. Well, Megan does squat 300 pounds, not myself. Can't take that, but you have to really take care of your body. And so I kind of like that was what started my deep diving in the rabbit hole of the health scene. A few years later, I'm doing like, the basic things. Like I'm sure I was drinking almond milk and, eating so much protein and beans and thinking, if I could eat this much lentils a day and get in my macros or whatever the hell, I honestly don't know how to count any of those. Honestly, I just eat food. But I really got obsessed with it until I started kind of differentiating a healthy relationship with health and biohacking and all the things. And so maybe that led me to 21 years old. And I think that's around the same time COVID was happening, 2021. And then it kind of shifted where it wasn't just the food that I was eating and the biohacking, but then I kind of got into like the vaccine conversation and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is this medical system that is, governing all of us and making us so afraid of so many things? Like why is almond milk that has canola oil in it better than raw unpasteurized milk? So I was doing the dives.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of snowball effect. all the soaps that we were using, all the perfumes. And I'm like, wait a minute. So, I mean, all it starts, you know, with you have chickens in the backyard and maybe you make your first loaf of sourdough. And then it's like, I'm homeschooling my children. I'm birthing outside of the system. I need a blue collar man to fix everything. You know, so that is kind of where I found myself here and now. And then obviously after COVID, that's kind of when I started working in the birth field. And shortly after supporting a handful of births, I was like, wow, you know, the obstetric system is a mess. Regulated midwives are a mess. And I need to now remove myself from that system and find women that I can support completely out of all regulated systems. And then, yeah, I mean, I feel like Tallow Twins was conceived through that movement. And then here we are now.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That's amazing. And honestly, like one blessing in disguise with like the 2020 just monstrosity is I think a lot of people woke up, myself included. A lot of people realized that what they've been told was healthy their entire lives was completely upside down from what actually is healthy, and started to question things, started to question what they're force fed via the government and all these unelected bureaucracies, and started to think for themselves. So I think, you know, and obviously I'm hearing that from your story as well. You're like, wait, this vaccine's weird. And all of a sudden it turns into like all these other components of health. And I see that time and time again. So that honestly is so inspiring to know that people are like waking up or have woken up and are just sharing that boldly, because also with that, there can be a lot of fear of being ostracized and being canceled and shadow banned and all these things. But I've noticed for you guys, the more boldly you share your thoughts and opinions, the more people flock to you. So people do, I think, value your authenticity, and I'm all here for it. Okay, so Megan, I would love to hear your story, your wellness journey, like how you got to where you are.
It's kind of short. It's a lot shorter and a lot less detailed than Maz. But yeah, as she was saying, you know, we got into CrossFit young. Even before CrossFit, we were playing on multiple sports teams. I mean, I know Madison was just dabbling in organized sport and she stuck more to the gym, but I was on the varsity rugby teams. I did all the soccer in the off season. So I was always extremely active. There came a point where I was like, hey, let's be a vegetarian. I was a really bad one. I don't even know if I can flex on it that I was vegetarian at one point, because I was like, you know, eating eggs and still drinking milk because I didn't like almond milk or oat milk or anything like that.
Good on you.
Oh God. But
one time you were having dinner at your boyfriend's house and they made sausages and Megan didn't have the heart to tell them that she was a vegetarian, so she ate it.
Good for you, girl. You probably felt so satiated.
Yeah, I was like,
she's like, damn, it was actually really good.
It's good though.
Hey, so yeah, I was just a very bad one anyways at it, but I was like super malnourished looking at the time too, because, you know, I pretty well was eating the bare minimum, whatever I could, by avoiding eating meats. And then I just finally gave up one day because I just needed some iron in my body and some good healthy food. And I caved and I ate a pound of chicken wings and I just whatever. And Madison was always the one that was more into all like the biohacking and all the wellness stuff. And I just kind of leached onto her because she was already doing the deep dive and I didn't need to because she did it for me. So it was more like, Megan, you're not allowed to eat this. And Megan, you got to start doing this every day. And I was like, gotcha. Started doing that. And then, like Madison said, she caught me on a good day and asked me if I wanted to start the brand with her post-university. And now we're here a year and almost a half later.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Man, everyone needs a twin who's gonna look after
them. It's so fun.
And
I literally identify as a twin. I don't know what I would be without Megan. I mean, Tallow Twins wouldn't exist without a doubt. I am the passion. Megan is the brains, logistics, operations. I'm just delusional that has the ideas.
I love that. And I mean, are you guys as close as you see him on social media?
Oh, probably God, yeah. Closer. Like we've spent such little time apart from each other. Like I think, how many birthdays have we spent apart? One?
I think two.
the very first one, we were turning 18, and I was in Thailand, and oh my God, it was so emotional.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so hard. But yeah, Megan and I are I mean, I always say she's my soulmate. Like literally, I don't know what I would do without Meg.
That is so beautiful. Sorry, boys. You will have to
Oh, it's a
be
buy
okay
one, get
being
one.
second place. Yeah. It's a package deal. If you're into like a sister wife situation, this could be the one for you.
We could be for you.
I mean, that's so amazing. I love that because I mean, I think it's pretty rare to have people who are able to spend every waking moment of the day together and do business and have such a fun relationship. And I think what people see from social media is how fun you guys are and just like how tight and like your best friends. And I love that. Now I'm like, I want a twin. Why didn't I get one?
You can hang with us.
Okay, perfect. We're the Tallow triplets now.
Yeah.
But I would love to know what sets your tallow apart from other tallows on the market?
Us. Literally. We're
me. Us.
No, nobody has me behind the brand other than us.
Valid.
But honestly, yeah, I would say, you know, our aura, our ethos of our brand is very much so like we're not over here like ripping on, you know, woman owned, which I mean, I know that's a big movement and I'm totally in support, don't get me wrong, but that's not where we go to immediately. I think our brand morals and values and how we started, like it's genuinely such an authentic and serendipitous kind of conception of Tallow Twins that I feel like it really just takes the cake every single time. Like it truly stands for, you know, things being authentic, like how they will not fail. Because if you do something that you genuinely love, like there's so many things that have been happening for Megan and I lately in the growth department where we're like, why us? You know, why? We're so grateful, but like, holy shit, like how is this even happening? And I truly believe it's because like we're just doing what we're meant to be doing and doing it with such authentic, open hearts. And I mean, people love that real energy. And everything is AI. Everything is, I just learned yesterday on X, on Twitter, Grok. It's like a new AI or something. I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't know. That's how it's spelled. Everything is automated. Like, you know, there's a little robot that will replace so many things and so many people and so many jobs. But it's like Megan and I are filling every single jar by our 4 hands between the two of us. We're labeling every single jar. We're doing every single thing. We're doing every single affiliate reach out. We're wearing nearly every single hat right now. And I mean, it's just so real. And I think people, it's undeniable. You can feel it. And people are really needing that and wanting it and craving it lately. So we just so happen to come in at a good time with the right set of tools. I'm being a tool and Megan's also a tool. And it's just working out.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I think you're so right on that, where because the world is moving so towards technology, so towards AI, people are craving connection. They're craving like real life. And I hope in the next 10 years we see a massive swing in the opposite direction of like our kids being raised without social media and without all the pressures and without all this stuff, and people like just wanting to go outside and be around real humans. I think that cannot be replaced. So people do really value connection in this, like, this world seems hyper connected because we can access anyone anywhere in the world at any time of the day with the click of a button. But I think we're starting to swing in the direction of like craving real human connection that's like slower. And I hope so. It's healthier. It's healthier for our brains, for our emotions. I mean, that's real. And I mean, your products speak for themselves. I know we've seen so many people talk about the transformative benefits of using your skincare products. And one thing I love about you guys is that you do use grass-fed tallow. So why does that matter?
You want to take it away, Meg?
I think you got this one.
But Megan's like, I don't know, passion, whatever. So depending on what we eat or the cows eat, obviously, like we are what we eat, correct? So what we're putting into our bodies matters, and we operate very, very differently depending on how we're fueling our bodies. Same with the quality of the meat we're eating, same with the quality of the butter, the milk, the tallow. So the amount of nutrients, vitamins and minerals, A, E, D, and K, all the other incredible, amazing things that comes with tallow, the nutrient density is much, much higher when it comes from a grass-fed animal. So, which, I mean, this is definitely a touchy topic because you can feed a cow grass once in their life and you can call it grass-fed meat. But it's very different when you're speaking about grass-fed and grass-finished meat. That means they've eaten grass their entire lives. And I'm pretty sure there's even loopholes where you can just feed them grass right before they slaughter them. And then they'll say grass finished because that was her last meal. So don't fact check me there, or do. It's a tricky kind of area in that space. But the importance of getting grass-fed meat, grass-fed tallow, grass-fed butter, milk, all the things is super important in regards to the nutrient value that you're going to be getting from said beef product.
Amazing. Yeah. And so for people who are wanting to get more into grass-fed, whether it's for their skin or their food, like how can they, what would be the best way for them to ensure that their food is actually grass-fed, or, you know, whatever, their beef products?
Go to the farm. Go to your local farm. Like go shake your rancher's hand at Ryan from Regenaissance. Ryan Griggs from Regenaissance, his brand. He speaks about regenerative farming a lot. Everyone, I'm sure, do you know him?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to get him on the show someday, to be honest.
At Griggs, this is your shout out.
This is your shot.
He's hilarious. But he's just big on all things regenerative farming, and he will absolutely school me on this topic. I don't even want to attempt to dip my toe in there. If you want to learn a little bit about that, he's your guy. Go chat with Griggs and follow Regenaissance, and they have incredible organic cotton clothing, all the jazz that say like Rosla and like regenerative farming. It's like super cute. And yeah, Megan and I have a bunch of stuff. So yeah, he is definitely your guy to talk to on that in this department. But it's so important, and it's not hard, and it's way better for you. It's way better for your local farmers. And how cool is that? I mean, like, why don't shop at big grocery stores? It's such an ick. You know, that's not 2025. Okay. It's not the energy we're trying to bring in 2025. Go to your local farm, find a local farm. I don't give a shit if you have to get a couple friends together, and maybe it's kind of far away, and maybe you all get a little carpool situation happening where one person goes every few weeks and everyone tags in on the grocery order. There's so many ways around it. I literally do that with my raw milk. I'm in a group of like 7 women. We all take turns because the Amish farm where we pick up our milk is like an hour and 15 minutes away. And so that's how we do it. And local pickup is like 10 minutes down the road. Like, sure, it takes some time, it takes some planning, but at what cost? Your health? Yes, I'm not negotiating this price ever. Like, this is priority every time.
Yeah, and you go down the rabbit hole of like regenerative farming versus monocropping, the soil's depleted, like all these things, like the mineral content in our food, because our food isn't growing through all those minerals. Like, you go down this rabbit hole and you will never be the same. Okay, yeah. Raw milk. I would love for you guys to explain why you like raw milk. I mean, I like it too, but I would love for you guys to explain from your perspective the benefits of raw milk, why you choose to have that instead of like pasteurized, homogenized milk.
So it's against Megan. I'm going to take over this one because it's against Megan's will, whether she has raw milk or not, because I don't think Megan would go out of her way to get it. No. But because I am the dairy cow girl in the family, that no one else has a choice. Like, you're drinking raw milk. I do that a lot. I think my family's quite annoyed with me often, but anyway, I'm like, I'm doing it for good reason. It's with love. I'm just trying to take care of you. But the reason why raw is law and pasteurization can kick rocks is because the pasteurization is, in layman's terms, is basically you're boiling the milk for X period of time at X temperature, and it's killing and destroying all of the incredible bacteria that helps us digest the milk, all the vitamins and minerals and all the things. As we know, when we cook anything, whether it be vegetable, meat, milk, you're losing a lot of the nutritional value, and the proteins are changing when they're exposed to heat. And so you may have heard this, I'm sure you've heard this, Delaney, that some people have dairy intolerance to regular grocery store milk. and then they try raw milk and they're fine. Well, it's because that bacteria inside of the milk actually helps us, the enzymes and the bacteria in the raw milk actually helps us digest it, and we need it. And not to mention all these incredible enzymes and bacteria actually heal our gut. For so many people, I'm not speaking for everyone, some people still don't love dairy for whatever reasons, but I would say the greater population would do incredibly well on raw milk. And I make sure to get a jar for every single one of my pregnant clients, postpartum clients. I literally think it's health in a jar. This is since the beginning of time. People, it's fucking milk. Okay. You need it in almost everything.
Yeah, that's very true. And there's so many options too. If you still like can't stomach it, raw sheep milk, raw goat milk. There are so many options out there. And yeah, I was one of those people. I was dairy free for 10 years because I was so intolerant that if I had something cooked in butter, I would be on the floor with sharp pains. Like I couldn't get up.
Wow.
And it took like an elimination diet. I remember I was like 14 years old to figure that out. And so then I cut out dairy for a decade and then discovered raw milk. And I was like, I feel completely fine. Like I could go run a marathon. So you're so right there. I think a lot of people are so scared of dairy. I'm like, just try raw cheese. Like that is such a good gateway drug into raw milk.
It is.
Like, it's just, that's how I started. Like, I was like, I'm not going to chug some milk right now, but yeah, I'll have some cheese on my charcuterie. Yes. And then you kind of go down the rabbit hole and then you discover that it's so much better for you. It tastes better. Like you're going to get all those enzymes for your gut. And also I feel like doesn't give you acne the way like pasteurized dairy can like inflame the skin. I never feel like I break out from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real. And obviously there's like a huge, there's kind of a culture war on raw milk. I don't really know how it is in Canada, actually. Like what is the political climate around raw milk in Canada?
Oh, it's so illegal everywhere.
So bad.
Every single province. You cannot
Straight to
get
jail.
raw milk. Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Oh my gosh. That is insane. Well, hopefully, I think if America hopefully is going to see some changes in the next few years regarding milk, maybe Canada will follow suit.
I'm praying.
Yeah, because that tends to happen, not to be like I'm trying to think of the word, but not to like put America first, but yeah.
Oh, but it is.
Yeah, everyone copies us. So
I mean, yeah.
This is just what it is. We are the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from skincare, like what are some of your favorite ways to use tallow, whether it's like a favorite recipe in life, like whatever?
I can take this one away.
You girl.
I love, 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 love cooking in tallow and like actually like physically frying things in tallow. I had just recently made a batch of apple fritters. They were sourdough, so super duper gut healthy. And some like cooked in season apples diced up and then frying them in tallow. And they were the best things that I had ever tasted. I had compliments from people saying that they were the best fritters that they had tried. I actually had made them for an event that Mads and I had hosted at a local yoga studio here. And it was just, they were a hit. And it's also so multi-purpose, like doing your like wood staining coffee tables if you just want to give them like a good finish, or if you have any like rings from like setting cups and you just rub some tallow over the wood and then you cover the wood and then all the rings from the water are all cleared up. Leather on like cowboy boots and stuff, it is so awesome. Like brings your boots back to life 1,000%. Honestly, there's not many things that it doesn't do, like thinking of it.
I want to make candles really bad.
Really bad.
I would
yeah.
love to.
That would be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with cooking, why is cooking with tallow healthier than with oils?
Seed oils specifically are the oils that we just, if you have a seed oil in your house, like literally stop the podcast and go and get rid of those immediately. They're absolutely brutal. We were actually just in Austin, Texas for the movie premiere, Fed a Lie, put on by Heart and Soil. And this is like a very beautiful 38-minute little mini documentary vibe film on seed oils. Everyone just go watch it. I'm not even going to attempt to, spit out the facts of why they're so brutal, but just if you could take my word, one thing that I'm saying in this entire pod, just don't freaking use seed oils. Like I mean, that's literally number one, and then use tallow skincare second. That's how strongly I feel about this. But why cooking with tallow is so incredible. Same benefits as to why we put it on our skin. Packed with fat-soluble vitamins A, E, D, and K. It's an incredible and beautiful saturated fat that is amazing. And when it's exposed to heat, it doesn't. What is it called? Oxidize? No,
Oxidize.
oxidize. Okay, so I am thinking of this right word. Doesn't do that. So you can, whatever you're making, want to make tallow fries, or you're frying up your apple fritters if you're like Meg. It's an amazing cooking oil, and it's also adds some really beautiful flavor, I think. Like, I mean, fat is flavor. Okay. The fattier the steak, the tastier it is. Okay. You fry up your steak in tallow, mix in a little bit of butter, your vegetables, your whatever the hell you want to grill. Throw some tallow in the pan. You're not gonna have a bad day. You're gonna feel amazing. And on that note, just made me think about, there's a study done about, oh, I have a big German Shepherd that's trying to get up. Are you okay, bud? He was slipping on the floor.
Oh, baby.
Okay. Sorry for the distraction. There's the bear. There was a study done on alcohol damage to the liver, and when we are eating tallow during the night we are drinking, the amount of damage done to our liver was like decreased significantly by like 87%. Something wild. I could be butchering that. That's also something that reminded me to send you that to maybe add to the show notes, because I think that'd be really interesting for people to read.
Yes.
They did a little study on the rats, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to read that and to share that, because that's really interesting. And I've heard more and more about that lately, which is phenomenal. Like, if you're going to choose to drink, why not take the burden off of your liver? It's going to make your life so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have tallow in the fridge right now, and I'm going out tomorrow, which I rarely go out, but I'm getting a drink tomorrow. And I'm like, maybe I will have some tallow first.
Yes.
Because that sounds really, really good. Well, and even just beyond that, like having all those good saturated fats. And I mean, in general, people are so scared of fat and cholesterol. I'm like, those are building blocks of your hormones. Like you need it. And when you start eating that way, you realize you can really have as much fat as you want. And like my husband makes fun of me because I eat probably like a half a stick of butter every day by myself. And I put it in everything. I put it in my coffee. I'll roll it up with some lunch meat, like everything. Yeah. Everything has butter. And he's like, how are you like so small? All you eat is butter. I'm like, exactly. Yes.
My point.
Exactly. Everyone makes fun of me, but then I'm like, well, you ask how it works. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So and I love that with tallow, you're not going to have that oxidation, even with good oils. Like, I love olive oil, coconut oil for their benefits, but when you heat them up, like every oil has a smoke point. So with that, like even with a good oil, like eventually it's going to oxidize if you cook it hot enough. So using something like tallow or butter, like animal-based products, is going to be ultimately so much healthier for you. You're not going to have all those free radicals floating around. It's just so much better. Okay, so I would love if you guys could take us through your product line, and so people can maybe get some inspiration on what they want to order next or first.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I would say our most popular bundle right now is our head to toe bundle. This is an incredible bundle for people to kind of, if they want to dip their toe into the tallow world. This gives you our famous for the face. This is our hero product. If we're talking one singular product for the face, it's amazing. And it comes with a for the face, a body butter of your choice, either summer solstice scent or limoncello. They're both amazing. You can read the description as to which one kind of tickles your pink a little bit more. A coffee scrub, and then a lip balm. Again, two of those. We have honey lips and mint chip. But this is amazing. So it kind of gives you a little bit of everything, that the head to toe bundle experience. And it's like discounted around 20% with the bundle price. So it's just a really good standard product to use, or a bundle to buy and maybe offer someone as a gift. It's amazing. But Megan, what would you say for like solo products?
I would like to mention the self-care bundle. If you are somebody who's shopping for tallow, if you're trying to eliminate things outside of just like regular skincare, is our self-care bundle. So the self-care bundle also gets a bar of soap, a 4-ounce magnesium balm. So everybody and their mom should be using magnesium as like a supplement or applying topically. And then we also have our sunproof in there, and our happy baby, which is our neutral product, our neutral butter, I would say, that is perfect to use on toddlers, on infants, on yourself if you have sensitive skin. You could use it on your face. You can use it on your body anywhere you want. You can put it. There's literally no limit to the Happy Baby. You can put it in every crack and crevice of your body. You could, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it there.
We had a woman message. Yeah, I'm like, Megan, stop talking.
Every crack and crevice.
Every crack and crevice.
Thank you.
I had a client message me one time and told me, I didn't make the suggestion or anything. She just kind of creative freedom here. She's like, well, I used the Happy Baby on my hemorrhoids and it helped them tremendously. And I'm like, I mean, I love this for you. And I mean, yeah, what do what you got to do. It works. It's a super clean product that you can, like Megan said, you can put it on every crack and crevice. It's amazing. And people with eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea, acne, especially acne, all the things under the sun, it's safe for you. It's good for you. And if it's a new thing that you're very afraid to try, do a little patch test. If it's good, then I mean, green flags for you, to your discretion, but it's been known to really, really tremendously help a lot of people with skin ailments, including CEO of Heart and Soil Supplements, Dean Brennan. He has some rosacea and he just goes through the jars like left, right, and center because his skin is eating it up. His rosacea loves the tallow. We gave him the magnesium balm, Happy Baby, and for the face. And yeah, they've been all so great for him.
That's amazing. I love that so much. And I love that you guys have those bundles for people to try. I still can't get over every crack and crevice. I love that. You guys are so
Every
funny.
single one.
Every single one. You think about it, yes.
Yes.
If you're wondering, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and so honorable mention. I feel like one product that I don't see as much that's kind of like, but I love it, your charcoal cleansing balm. I feel like that one has really done a number on my skin in a good way, just for like detoxifying it with the honey and with the charcoal, just like drawing out impurities. Can you share about that one?
Yeah. So this one, I really, honestly, the story behind of how this product was conceived was me wanting to clear my own skin. I don't get pimples, but I get little bumps every now and again around here. And it's just sebum locked into your pores. And how do you get the sebum out of the pores? If you scrub and scrub and scrub with bubbly cleansers, a lot of the times this kind of strips our face, our skin from all the oils that's producing the sebum, and it kicks it into overgear to produce more, which will then clog more of your pores. So I had some people suggest to me to use an oil cleanser. Well, I'm not going to go buy an oil cleanser when I have a skincare brand. So that's when we decided to make one. And so that is when the activated charcoal honey cleansing balm was conceived. And so now here we are. Ingredients in this bad boy is extremely incredible. Like honestly, probably one of the best products that we have on the shelf in regards to ingredients. Tallow, olive oil, raw honey from a farm that I could honestly probably throw a baseball at. It's so close to us. And activated charcoal. And so all of these things are so incredibly nourishing and cleansing for the skin. When applied, mix all together, massage into your skin. Like attracts like oils attract oils. So massaging this into your skin can really help clean the sebum out of your pores on a deeper level, which has been really helpful with clearing out those little bumps around here that I get. But anyways, it's able to actually clean out the sebum that's locked under the pores. And this has been the first product that is I've noticed a huge change with getting those like that sebum that's locked in my pores out. And afterwards, I normally follow it up with a cleanse, and then I will steam my face, and then I do an ice bath for my face.
Phenomenal. That sounds
oh my gosh.
Lovely.
Okay, do this for a week, and your skin will look better than it has ever looked. Honestly, this has been Dave Asprey talks about it. I'll have to send you the video. It's amazing. And it works wonders for your skin and amazing for cold exposure and all things like ice bath shit. But
yeah,
I struggle with that. But yeah, that is the charcoal cleansing balm. She's a beauty.
That sounds amazing. Yeah, I love it so much. Like it is definitely a go-to. Oil cleansing is a game changer. Like if you have oily skin, do not be scared of oil cleansing. It will only make your life better and your skin more gorgeous.
Mhm.
Okay, so ladies, I would love to know if you guys have any advice for young women or guys, but like in general, women, because I feel like more women do listen to this podcast, who are just struggling with their hormones and feel like there's no way out, as a natural skincare company, like what would your first advice be?
Start small. Don't bite off more than you can't chew. It's not a very difficult formula. Start with your deodorant, start with your skincare, start with the soap in your washroom or bathroom. Americans don't say washroom. And then, of course, like little changes in your skincare world, and then little changes in your food world, nutrition world, whether you're introducing more butter or tallow or coconut oil before bed. That's an amazing one. More fats, more protein, less parabens, less perfume. I feel like that's my formula.
I would
Amazing.
second that.
Amazing. Yeah, just keep it simple. I mean, it's really a lot of it's like getting back to nature, getting back
Yeah.
to basics.
Yeah.
Another
And
thing that you could do, sorry,
yeah.
Madison, go ahead if you want.
I was just going to say eating breakfast before coffee. And this is what I'm drilling Megan on all the time.
God.
I don't drink coffee. I just don't do well with caffeine, honestly. So I don't drink it for that reason. But I mean, coffee on an empty stomach is no bueno, especially first thing in the morning, especially start off your morning with at least 30 to 40 grams of protein, girls, ladies, women, everyone. Yeah, this is a game changer for health.
Yeah. Get out of here, those overnight oats. Have some real protein.
Oh,
Get out of here.
Don't even talk to me about overnight oats or chia pudding. Like,
don't even come near me with overnight oats or chia pudding.
don't fucking think about it.
Don't think about it. Okay, so Megan, what were you gonna say?
I was going to touch on for people who are beginning their clean living wellness journey, I would also recommend downloading an app on your phone to scan products while you are in the midst of shopping for them. So you just scan the UPC code on the back. The app that I use is Yuka. I like to do this with hair care products, toothpaste, or I've just used, what's it called, Madison?
Uncle Harry's.
Uncle Harry's. And then even on like your deodorants, your makeup, everything like that, it gives it a clean scale. It's really all the information that you need as a beginner. It's easy, it's very quick. And if you're ever looking for me in the grocery store, it's because I'm probably scanning things.
True
Amazing.
story.
Like that's a really easy, like easy
It's
step
so
for
easy.
people.
Yeah, I put my one friend on it, and her sister had sent me a Snapchat of her going through the store scanning everything.
I love that. Well, and it takes it so like people don't have to remember every ingredient. And
God, yeah.
Yeah, way more digestible for people. So I love that. That's a really good resource for people who are just feeling like they're just starting this journey and learning like how they can optimize and balance their hormones. Okay, so ladies, as people who are, kind of experts in this industry and have a lot of experience in your health, I would love to know what your guys' health goals for yourselves are.
Megan, you want to start with this one? I want to know your health goal.
Would it be bad to say if I don't have one right now?
No.
I mean, hey, that means you're feeling pretty good and where you're at.
You did say you're a goddess.
I mean,
she did start with that. Literally, she started with that.
I mean, my skin feels great right now. I don't have anything in my head that I like necessarily want to reach for. There is things that I want to do in the gym, but that's just where my head is always at. So
that's amazing. Well, what are your gym goals?
I want to hit 325 for my back squat in the new year. And then I also want to be able to do Bulgarian split squats. Bulgarian split squats with 50-pound dumbbells in my hand. But
get it, girl. I don't know what's harder, doing them or saying it, but
both.
That's
she used 45 pounds yesterday, so I'm pretty sure you can do 50 pounds like tomorrow. If you wanted to.
They were really tough, so I don't know.
By the time this episode comes out, you will probably be doing them.
For sure.
It's a goal.
Amazing. That's awesome. What about you, Madison?
I would say that currently I am kind of on the mission of totally nailing down my menstrual cycle. I feel like it's almost perfect. Obviously I'm sure you're picking up what I'm laying down. I'm obsessed with all things health, and our period, our menstrual cycle is an incredible report card of how you're doing every single month. And so there are a couple things that it might just be my anatomy and physiology. This is just my normal, but I have been getting some pretty severe ovulation cramping. And for the boys listening, sorry, or grow up. I don't know if this grosses you out, but I've been actually having a little bit of spotting around my ovulation as well. And this isn't necessarily always a bad thing, but it can sometimes be associated with estrogen dominance. So I've been doing some things regarding the Ray Peat research papers. I'm sure you've heard. It's big on Twitter right now. And so raw carrot salad with some olive oil and apple cider vinegar, all the things, trying to do that daily to decrease the estrogen dominance, and then also having a scoop of coconut oil every single night before bed. These are two things that I just started that I'm really excited and looking forward to see how it is going to affect my hormones, my menstrual cycle. And also, oh my gosh, I just lost that train of thought. It was on the topic of, I was taking the Her package from Heart and Soil.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think I have to stop because, not in a bad way, I just think it was working too incredible because I bled for an entire week on my ovulation, which is not normal. And so I think I'm unsure that maybe the uterus, fallopian tubes, and ovaries might be a little bit hormone heavy. And so I was also taking 6 a day. I actually talked to Paul Saladino, and he had said that that's insane and that I should probably only stick with 1 a day. So I'm going to take his word for it. And so I'm going to try that after a couple months. I really want to take an honest stab at the raw carrot salad and the coconut oil for now. And then I also bought a topical progesterone that I'm going to use in my luteal phase. So I'm thinking between the 2 of those things, or 3 of those things, I should be pretty sorted. So time will tell, but that's my current goal, to kind of like crack that code and really get to know what's going on in my body around my menstrual cycle and hormonally speaking.
I love that. So many actionables. And I mean, for those who also have estrogen dominance, like, great place to start looking and maybe try some of these tips out. I know I'm also estrogen dominant and have been working on that a lot. Have lower progesterone, which I started taking Her package.
Yeah.
And it has had profound benefits, like effects. Like, I feel like PMS, who is she? Don't know her. I don't know. But so it's been really, it's been incredible. It's really interesting to hear that there can be such a wide range of like effects from like bleeding during ovulation, which is, I mean, goes to show that one size fits one, right? One size does not fit all. So it's always important to approach things with curiosity. And I always like try to preach that to the audience, like, approach everything with curiosity. You have to be able to try it for yourself and think for yourself.
Yeah. Our bodies are the ultimate test. It will let you know.
Exactly. They communicate. We just have to listen. Okay. So ladies, can you plug where people can find you, Tallow Twins, like all the different things?
All things at Tallow Twins. Just literally, that's it. Tallow Twins on Instagram. Our website is tallowtwins.ca. Our TikTok is tallow.twins because the Tallow Twins handle was taken. And then on X, Twitter is just Tallow Twins as well.
Amazing. Well, you guys check them out. Make sure you give them a follow, buy some tallow. And if you learned something in this episode today, I highly encourage you to screenshot it, share it to your stories, wherever that is, and tag both myself and Tallow Twins and help us just get the word out about this amazing movement of ancestral eating and skincare and living, and just insourcing our health to ourselves as we used to in the olden days. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me. I had such a blast chatting with you guys today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful rest of your day.